Hypixel Skyblock is fucked. What's up guys, your favorite D1 ranked jerkmate player here. Today, I will be sharing my honest opinions on Skyblock dying and its relationship to content creation from my perspective. To begin, I've played Hypixel Skyblock since the release. I've been through 2 wipes and a year-long ban on my main account. I then proceeded to continue playing Skyblock after my unban, and I am where I am now. I used to grind a lot of dungeons and flip for money, but I genuinely don't know what to do anymore on Skyblock. The game was fun to grind for a ton of money to buy some really cool items, but at what point does it become too much? I have a Hypermax Dark Claymore, some of the best gear in the game, a Hyperion, a Terminator, and some of the coolest pets in the game. But what am I supposed to do next? Sit in the nether and fish for 50 hours straight? Actually, yes, you do need to do that to reach 1550. When I started playing the game, I was about 14 years old. I am now 20. I am a grown-ass adult crying about cheaters in a block game. I don't have enough time to be grinding 10 hours a day for a 0.01% stat increase. Now, what does this have to do with content? Well, there's 2 things that come to my mind when I say content creation. Let me tell you about the first one. While it is true that a lot of games do great on their own, but I think that Hypixel Skyblock is a game that heavily relies on content creation. It is a game that requires heavy grinding that the majority will eventually grow out of. At some point, when you're rich enough, you realize that you've been slaving away for a small stat increase that does not really matter. I'm not saying the game shouldn't be played. Getting your first Hyperion or Terminator is a great feeling, especially if you worked hard to get one. But when you have the whole collection, swap outs, it just doesn't feel the same anymore. Some of Hypixel's most active times are when there are huge events with lots of big names and players hyping it up. Other than that, the game is just a huge grind, not really an interesting story or progression. And of course, cheater heaven. To keep players intrigued, there must be some kind of motion, some content, and some of the biggest players in the playing field for marketing the content created by Hypixel are content creators. Nowadays, the Skyblock videos I see fall under very few categories. They are either tutorials, speedruns, patch note updates, or this money making method is so OP. And every so once in a rarely, I will stumble upon a YouTuber that I would actually jerk off. Let's take a look at an example. Fear 5S. Fear 5s? Fear 5s. Funny as fuck. I was introduced to his content on TikTok where he was doing peck flies at the gym and saying how he could be doing master mode dungeons instead. I watched our tier 4 blazes are the easiest slayer bosses, I think he misspelled that, thinking it was a guide on blaze slayers. And yes it was, but it was also an accurate, quick guide that was also funny as shit. He went from killing blazes to immediately gambling with the dice as he dropped, as he claims he does not offer financial advice after losing 150 mil.
Dropped one about 5 minutes ago, and I started rolling it to try and get 100 million coins, and I lost 150 million coins. So I'd say like roll it at your own discretion. Look at this clip from me this morning. I said that I was gonna get a dice. I immediately got a dice, and then right after I rolled it and made 100 mil. If you're feeling lucky, you should roll that dice, bro.
Funny guy. I liked it. While looking at other videos compare what Skyblock content is now, this was an absolute gem. Some of the other videos I watched included a fishing progression guide and Kudra guide. Are these videos helpful? Absolutely, if you're just curious about how to do that specific task. Was it boring as fuck otherwise? Absolutely. No story, no jokes, straightforward and boring if you're trying to find entertaining content. I also watched videos on certain items being overpowered in Skyblock. Majority of these videos will be some dude sitting in a lobby and talking with maybe a few brief moments showing the actual item in action. These videos would maybe suffice as a background video for white noise, but I can't sit through that video and clap my hands saying, wow, that was so exciting! And of course, we have the money-making guides. I guess they're helpful for some people who want to learn how to make some money. Not really something I'd go out of my way to watch though for fun. One video I hate above all will always be the flipping guides. Fun fact, if hundreds of people try to flip the same item, especially on Bazaar, it won't be a flip anymore. You know why? Because there are going to be orders on top of orders on top of orders until the prices even out. That's why smart people never tell you exactly what they flip to make money when you ask. Because we have brains. It's not that I don't want to see you succeed, but it's because you have 0 brain cells. In no way am I hating on any YouTubers. I'm sure they have some good content out there somewhere that got them pretty popular, and I can see why they make the videos that they do now, especially if it's a guide, because some poor guy out there really needs some help. In terms of hype entertainment value that would get me interested in Skyblock, not really there. So, I don't know about you guys, but what gets me interested in something is when it's funny and entertaining. Let's look at one of the best Skyblock YouTubers to ever exist. Technoblade. Skyblock was not even his main game. He played this game to farm potatoes, yet his potato war videos were some of the most entertaining videos ever, as they had a storyline, plot twist, and a lot of funny jokes. And that is what is missing from a lot of the newer Skyblock content. Sure, I'll watch the sweaty M7 guide to help me, but I won't be like, haha, I love this video. Skyblock gambling videos, fire, usually done by some rich dude who could easily buy the thing that they're trying to gamble for. It's entertaining to watch them lose money and complain that they're going broke, knowing damn well they could buy 10 of those things right then and there if they wanted to. Compilations of stupid random moments that are funny, fire videos, keeps me entertained. Anyways, to wrap up my claim, Hypixel Skyblock is dying down for sure, and I believe that while it isn't content creators leading to the downfall of Skyblock by any means, because they're high-key the ones keeping it stay afloat, but it is a game that is increasingly hard to get into, and it's hard to find enjoyment in the game when half the content is so incredibly boring to watch. But of course, I can't just sit here, complain, and offer no solution, so I have the perfect solution for the content creators out there. First of all, Hypixel, do your damn job. Make it less of a textbook grind, and make it more entertaining and fun. Tell me a story. Oh, but all I did was mine for 50 hours. Tell me about the adventure, the struggle, the jokes, and the people you met along the way. Oh, but it wasn't anything entertaining like that. Then make it entertaining, dumbass. What makes a good book a good book? A good movie a good movie? Sometimes really crappy movies are good because of how crappy they are. Some good books and movies are masterpieces because they tell incredible stories. Some books and movies are enjoyable because they're funny. And some books and movies are good because they have a lot of hot women. In a 30-minute long video, I don't want to hear you think about your decisions logically for 5 minutes before looking for the crafting resources on Bazaar and buying them individually. I want you to lay the decisions out on the table and go, fuck it, we ball, and go all in. If you realize that it was the bad decision, you look at the camera and say, whoop-de-doo, and dump the rest of your money into the other decision. Oh, but I don't want to waste my time and make the wrong decision. Sure. Take your time, do your thinking. But do it off camera, dumbass. You can quickly reason it out for the viewers.
Well, although this would have been nice, I'm just simply too
broke. And you can buy the worst option. Or,
yes, this would have saved me money because it's the smallest difference in stat, but I ain't no bum.
And then drop an extra 100 mil on one extra strength. So many guides could be so much more entertaining if a little more thought was put into the I want to entertain my viewers aspect. Theoretically, let's say an M7 guide. Rather than,
you should stand here because this right here is the most optimal spot to avoid damage.
You can provide the same information with,
you should stand here. Why? Because if you stand anywhere else,
and then you insert a clip of you getting one shot or something and then getting kicked from your party. It may not seem like a big difference, but put it into a 10-minute long video and yes, I would be very well informed on the topic, but I would also be bored to death with all the nitty-gritty details that I could just do the math for myself if I really cared about that 0.01% damage increase. In conclusion, Skyblock is fun.